Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for you guys today. Got a lot to get into for you guys today. Second show of the day. I'm going to try to make it a little bit short. I'm going to try to do 2 shows again tomorrow. I got a lot to get into. I want to take more of a deep dive into the book. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Smash the like button. Subscribe if y'all have not already. Have a good show today, guys. Let's have a good show. I'll wait for a few more of y'all to stream in, and once we do that, we'll get it popping. All right. I don't even know what I'm looking for here. Hang on. All right. So right now I'm working on this Sophine Cotty tape, guys. This one, guys, no sir, no sir, Sophine Cotty. I have to get to the Gomont tape. I'm gonna do that tonight after this live stream. But I did all the tape on Cotty, guys. No sir, not the one. These odds may be good counter puncher. Not really much volume, not much athletic. He's sharp when he counters. When he leads, he's chin out in the air, wide open, slow. I think his pop is probably better than his record suggests. He's got just 6 knockouts and 17 wins, something like that. But his pop, seems to have a little pop. Is what I'm saying. It seems to have, I'm not saying he's a one-hitter quitter, no thing like that, but he seems to have a little bit of pop. No, I was not impressed. I got to get to the Gomont tape and see what that looks like. But to me, this Cotty Gomont tape, which I was excited for, I said this is either going to be a great upset or we're going to have a great parlay. This may be a skip because I'm not very impressed with Gomont, but I think he may win this fight. I just don't love the price at minus 650. It's quite extraordinary for a guy that's not very good. But after watching the Cotty tape, I'm 50% sure Gomont's going to win. I'll get to the other 50. After I watch the tape on him, which I will do after this show. All right, guys, please, DJ Green, Canelo too slow for Crawford. I agree. Crawford doesn't pay off you, bro. Solidify yourself as the greatest of the post-Floyd era, and then maybe Usyk. I want to ask this question. This is an extraordinary question I want to ask. How do I want to phrase this question? Who has the worst legacy of these 4? Bud, Canelo, do this. Who has a better legacy? Usyk or Canelo? I think this is an interesting question. Easy question. Poll is live. Poll is started. Who has the better legacy? I'm interested in what you guys think on this. Usyk, Canelo. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna give you my thoughts in a little bit. But guys, please smash the like button, subscribe if you have not already. I think this is an interesting question. I do. DJ Green, what's up, my dude? All right, guys, please smash the like button, subscribe if you have not already. Let me pay some bills here, guys. Please join the Patreon. Link is in the description. It's also in the ticker below. I'm finna pin it in the chat in just a second once I get it open. $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. Gets you the lock of the week. The lock of the week is live. I'm gonna get a second lock for you guys out later in the week. So the lock of the week is live. You get the access to the Discord where we do live betting, the updated props, we do all of that. Just $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. Just $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice It gets you locked in a week. It gets you asked to book you anything. It gets you access to the Discord. In the Discord, we do live betting, the updated props, we do all that. Just $5 a month. So make sure to join the page. It's also just a great community to be a part of in the Discord. Almost every Canelo win has an asterisk next to it. All right. Let me do my commercial first, and then we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. All right, guys, head on over to carnivalbar.com. That's the Carnival Bar. Carnivalbar.com. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces the meal and stores for years. Get your travel, autonomy, and freedom back. That's the carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. Carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. That's promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. All right, so look, I think this is a fair point. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, but 79 makes a fair point that I want to address. I think it's worth mentioning. We're gonna get to some of these wins, and you guys tell me if there's an asterisk next to this win. Because I do think this is like a fair question. He's got a lot of questionable wins. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna pull it up now. What up, Jeff? Guys, vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. We're going to go through Canelo's resume. You guys tell me if these wins have an asterisk next to it. Trying to find some of this. All right. So Triple G3. You're going to say he was old. Right? Triple G3, the third fight, the second win. You're going to put an asterisk next to that one. Caleb Plant, I would say, is asterisk free. Billy Joe Saunders, I would say, is asterisk free. Callum Smith, I would say, is asterisk free. Sergey Kovalev, I would say, is asterisk free. He really beat up the white guys. Danny Jacobs, I would say, is asterisk free. Golovkin 2, I would say, is asterisk free. Let's go through this. Chavez, Liam Smith, Amir Khan, Miguel Cotto, I would say, is asterisk free. Kirkland, you guys are going to say sucks. And Lauder, you're going to say he lost. And then Mayweather, Trout, you're going to say he lost. And we'll just start from there. So Trout, you guys are going to say he lost. I agree. Mayweather, he lost. Angulo is not a big win. Lauder, you're going to say he lost. I agree. Kirkland is not a big win. Cotto, I think, is asterisk free. You guys are going to say something about the weight clause. Is that fair? Is you're going to make a deal about the weight clause? Is that the asterisk at Cotto? So to me, I'm going to go through these names. Cotto, the ones I think are asterisk free. Cotto, Golovkin 2, Jacobs, Kovalev, Callum Smith, Billy Joe, Caleb Plant, Golovkin 2. I'll take Golovkin 2 off. So 7. I'm going to give you 7 wins, I think. Good wins, big wins. World Championship caliber fighters that I think are quality wins. Now, y'all are going to tell me why I'm wrong. And y'all are also going to vote in the poll, and then we'll get to the book. But I think this is interesting. I've heard this argument a lot. I think Canelo has an excellent resume. I don't think it's an all-time great resume. Like, I wouldn't, like, but I think the resume is pretty good. And I get what he's saying, and I know that you guys are going to pick it. I feel like we can do this with a lot of people's resume. My brothers just said Usyk because he ain't never popped. He ain't never popped. That's true. Kovalev is the best win. He robbed a post-prime Triple G twice. And was on PEDs. Robbed Laura, beat out a prime. Cotto was what, 33 at that? I want to address this. Out of prime Cotto. Let's go back. Yes, indeed. Let's take a look at Miguel Cotto, where he was, what he did after this fight. Let's see if he has a point. Coming off a Gale win, So, hang on. A year prior, in 2014, he beat Sergio Martinez. Stopped him. Then he fought against Gale. All right, that's a non sequitur. Alvarez, he was never the same after the Alvarez loss. I don't know. Was there reason to believe, yes, indeedy, that he wasn't the same going into the Canelo fight? We know he wasn't the same after the Canelo fight. Was he not the same going in to the Canelo fight? It's a fair question. The Sergio Martinez fight was in 2014. Earlier that year, he takes a tune-up fight against Daniel Gale. I don't care about that at all. I picked Cotto to win that fight, so I'm not going to take the fight away from him. I thought the fight was very close. There was a ridiculous scorecard on it. What was it? Honestly, all the scorecards were ridiculous. This fight was super close. These scorecards are absurd. These are absolutely absurd scorecards. These are just insane. These are truly, this is truly extraordinary, really. Usyk also never ducked no one. Facts. But all right, here's my point. And you guys are gonna get mad at this. Bernard Hopkins never ducked anybody, ever. He fought everybody. Bernard Hopkins never ducked anybody in his life. Floyd Mayweather, and you guys are going to get mad at this, ducked Paul Williams and Antonio Margarito. We can say he didn't, and we can look back and say Floyd Mayweather was the greatest thing ever. And two things can be true. He could be the greatest ever. Maybe he is. I don't want to have that argument. He's the best of his era by far. He's one of the greatest of all time. That can be true. And what also can be true at the same time is he ducked Margarito and ducked Paul Williams. All of that can be true at once, and all of it is, right? He's one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's the greatest fighter of his era, and he ducked Paul Williams and Antonio Margarito. My point is, Hopkins never ducked a soul, ever. We would never say, because of that, Hopkins is better than Floyd Mayweather, right? No one would argue that Hopkins is greater than Floyd. Hopkins never ducked a soul. Hopkins fought everybody. I love B-Hop. That being said, Floyd did duck some people, but he's still better, right? So the argument that Canelo is greater than Usyk because Usyk ducked these people, well, we don't apply that same logic to Floyd and Bernard Hopkins. Cotto was absolutely shot at that point, but I was picked Cotto in that fight. I picked Cotto. He had just destroyed Sergio Martinez the year before. I don't know if we can say that 79. Way better than Crawford's. We can do that in a second. Crawford beat every guy who was considered a boogeyman in his division. He also stops good opponents, unlike. I don't want to get too caught up on the stoppages because if we get caught up on the stoppages, then we got to look at Floyd in the second half of his career. We got to look at Pernell Whitaker, right? We got to look at these guys, and Floyd ducked Paul Williams. My old coach sparred him and always talked about it. Paul Williams? Yeah. He for sure ducked Paul Williams. 100%. His dad was on a video, on our YouTube video. I forget whose video it was. It might have been like Dante or something. Is Dante's Boxing Nation still around? Is that still a thing? Anyway, he was on a YouTube video, and Floyd Sr. was saying, yeah, we should probably avoid that fight. Yes, Dante's Boxing Nation is still around. Does he still release videos? Yeah, all right, cool. He does. All right, cool. All right, Dante Boxing Nation just got one sub, and I'm going to put all alerts on. There you go. Gary, have you watched tape on Davis or Agarco yet? I feel like I have. Let me get to that tomorrow. Let's just that tomorrow. You know, channel is still on. I don't know about his videos too much. Yeah. But it was one of those channels, and he was talking about Floyd Sr. was talking. Big Floyd was talking about how they should avoid Paul Williams, saying it out loud. So, yeah, he absolutely ducked Paul Williams. All right, guys, do vote in the poll. Do vote in the poll. I want to take a look at this right now. Let's pull up the book. We're gonna dig a little deep into this. I started off I'd let off with this. Gormat and Kati. I'm not a huge fan of Kati. I watched the tape. He's not good. There's a reason why he's plus 425 against Gormat. I'm not sure if Gormat's gonna. I'm gonna get to the tape to him this evening. I'm gonna try to get to that video tonight. It might not be till tomorrow. But he's not good. Kati's not good. He's not good. He's a good, mostly counterpuncher. Likes to be at range. Not very athletic. Not a ton of movement. He's not a slickster. Nothing like that. He just blocks shots and counters. And I think his pop, like I said, I think his pop is better than his record suggests because his record suggests he has no pop. I don't think that's the case. Gormat, I have my thoughts on him. He's pretty basic. He doesn't use the stick enough. But I'm going to get to the table. I'll give you a better assessment of him tomorrow on this for sure. Dimitri Azunu, and this fight is not worth betting at minus 4,000. Iglesias and Siskinen, I keep telling you guys to bet this fight. I don't know if you guys have props on this, but I like Iglesias, and I think I like him by stoppage at minus 275. This is a tough one. I think I like him by stoppage at minus 275. The price is okay. I was hoping the price was going to be more like minus 200, minus 275. I don't think it's good enough for a standalone bet, and I'm not sure it's secure enough to put in as a in your parlay. To me, just throw Iglesias in your parlay to bring down the odds. I'd probably stay away from this. I was hoping if it gets better, if it's around minus 200, I may roll the dice. Iglesias stops everyone, so this is not extraordinary to think that he's going to stop Siskinen. I just think Siskinen is by far the best guy he's fought, and I think this fight is going to be more competitive. Although it's going to be more competitive. If not, it's not going to be close, but it's going to be competitive. If that makes sense. Like Shiskinen's going to come to fight, he's going to come to win. He's going to have moments of success. It's just that he's not going to have enough moments of success to really win many rounds. Guys, do vote in the poll. Do vote in the poll. Do like, share, and subscribe as well. All right, hang on. Garrett, I can understand you saying he ducked Paul Williams. I guess, however, Margarito was trash. We could say Margarito was trash, and he had to follow in the steps of a lot of Mexican fighters where they have to cheat to compete. Ooh, that shots fired, Havlik. I don't think that we can say Margarito was trash. I don't think that at all. As a matter of fact, Floyd Mayweather, who says he's all about the money, all right, was offered the biggest payday of his career, $8 million, to fight Antonio Margarito. And he did not. He passed up on a fight. And look, I wanted to get. He beat Josh Clottey. He beat Kermit Citron. He beat Lujan. He beat Miguel Cotto. At this point, right here, all of these wins. The Paul Williams fight was a classic fight. So he got Clottey. Paul Williams beat him. He comes back. He wins the IBF with Citron. And then he beats Cotto. At this point, anywhere in this point, the world would have loved to see Floyd fight him. Would have loved to have seen it. And do I think he would have beat Margarito? 100%. I think he would have beat Margarito. But he didn't want to take the fight because of Margarito's size, reach, and volume. Right? I've seen this about it. Well, I don't like him. You're way better than him. Do I agree that Floyd Mayweather would have dog walked Antonio Margarito? I do think that. That being said, he ducked him. You can't say he didn't duck him when you're offered the biggest payday of your career to fight him at that time, $8 million to fight him. I know that sounds like chump change to Floyd Mayweather now, but at that time he was offered $8 million, which was the biggest payday of his career. And he didn't take the fight. He fought Carlos Baldomir instead. We can say what we want, but he fought Carlos Baldomir instead. And then he fought De La Hoya, and then he fought Hatton. Fights no one cared about. Instead of fighting Margarito. And then he took a year and a half off and fought Juan Manuel Marquez. Yeah, it's extraordinary. Look, I'm not beating him. Let's do Crawford's resume. You guys tell me. You guys tell me who's got the better resume. I am interested. So we did Canelo, guys. Do vote in the poll. I agree. It definitely seems that way. We can make any argument that we want. He did not want to resign with Top Rank. He ducked the fight. I'm not hating on. I'm really not a Floyd hater. I'm not. I just said he's the best fighter of his era by far, and one of the greatest fighters of all time. I'm not a Floyd hater, but he ducked the fight. Let's do Crawford's resume. We did Canelo's resume. We went over his. Let's do Crawford's resume. All right. What are the good wins? We'll start off with the toppers. I'm going to be honest with you guys. These top 2 wins. Madrimov in his prime, Spence in his prime. Going up in weight class to beat Madrimov, beating Errol Spence in his prime. Just those 2 wins off the bat. Does Canelo have any win on his entire resume? I would say Kovalev, and that's it. Does he have any win on his resume as good as Madrimov? I would say he's got no wins as good as Spence, for sure. Spence is the best win either of these guys have. But does Canelo even have a win as good as beating Madrimov? It's a serious question. I would say he does not. Sean Porter, that's 3 serious wins. I don't know what we want to do with Brook. I'll count Brook as a real win, kind of. Benavidez, Horn, and Dongo, unified champion. I don't want to hear it. Unified champion. Postal is a real win. Gamboa, Ricky Burns. Crawford's got a better resume than Canelo. I'm not trying to hate, guys. I'm not a Canelo. I just went through it. He's got 8 wins that are good wins without an asterisk. Ricky Burns, Gamboa, Postal. This Postal win is close to better than any win that Canelo has. It really is. The guy's in his prime, undefeated champion. Indongo, undefeated, unified champion. I'm not counting Brook. I'm not counting that Brook. Porter. Spence, 7 quality. It's close, guys. I'm going to say, going through this, Crawford has a better resume than Canelo. That's tomorrow's poll. That's going to be a hot one. I would say that. What do you guys say? Who's got more better wins? I just don't like how some fighters get all this acclaim for someone allegedly ducking them. I'm with you. Pitbull Cruz has created a whole career in giving a one-handed Gervonta Davis a decent fight. It's true. True. Rando, what up, G? What up, G? Made it here. I'm glad to have you, my dude. Glad to have you. All right, let's switch back to this. And then the other fights that we have to get into, we went over this. Edwards and Juarez. I like Edwards. I don't love the price on it. If I have a prop on to go the over, I would take that. I love the over on it. I don't love the price at minus 600. I don't really see Juarez winning, but I see him making like hell for Edwards if he wants to. If Juarez comes in prepared, he had a good camp. I think we go the distance, but this is going to be hell for him. Conlon, Bateson. Conlon, I like the over. Conlon on the money line is a good bet. Conlon over 8.5. I like it. Conlon, stop is at plus 370. That's a good one. I don't think it's going to hit though. My inkling is Conlon by decision. But the odds on this is kind of nice. It's kind of nice, honestly. It's something to think about. There's value there. And then Nunez, money line, sure. Nunez by stoppage. Does this get any better? No, I don't have. I've seen on other books at minus 1100. Minus 900. Getting better. It's getting better. That's still not great. I'm still not betting it at minus 900, but I definitely think Nunez wins by stoppage. All right, guys. So just to recap, I'm going to bring the Cody Gomont video out. That'll be live either tonight or tomorrow morning. I will go live probably twice tomorrow. We will have that vote, that poll on the Canelo Crawford, who's got the better resume. For now, guys, do vote in the poll that I put up there. Who's got the better resume between Usyk and Canelo? I am interested in that. But I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to end this, guys. It was a great show. Let me know if you have any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats. Let me check out this poll here. You guys are overwhelmingly voting. It's only 8 of you guys that voted. Guys, do vote in the poll now. Do vote in the poll now before I end this. Usyk or Canelo. Guys, if you have any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats, leave them in the comment section now or forever hold your peace. I'm going to end this shortly. Appreciate everyone who stopped by. Very, very slow stream today. Not sure why there's not so many people here. It was a little later than usual. I'm going to try different times. I'm going to go live again tomorrow, probably twice. You guys come on through. Questions, comments, thoughts, super chats, always appreciated. As always, if there are no further questions, comments, thoughts, super chats, guys, forever hold your peace. It is September 2nd. It is September 2nd. 2025 from Texas to the world. Yeah, maybe. Thank y'all and God bless. Randall says they watched. I appreciate everyone dropping by. I'm gonna drop off now, guys. Oh, I gotta end my poll, guys. If you have not voted in the poll, do vote in the poll now. I want to see what your answer is, guys. I'm gonna end this in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Gonna end the poll in 2, 1, 0. Vote now, and you guys overwhelmingly think Usyk has the better resume. All right, guys. Have a good night, y'all. Thank y'all, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3 Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.